Hey guys, Melahdeedah here. Today I'm going to be checking out an indie game called Hazy Mind. I honestly have no idea what it's about. I am completely going into this game blind. So let's go ahead and check it out and see what we're getting into. All right. English, please. Oh, content warning. Hazy Mind is designed for an adult audience. This content isn't for everyone and will include topics such as suicide, depression, blood, murder, and strong language. If you acknowledge this warning, click to continue. All right. Already right off the bat, I am thinking of the game. Oh my god, what is it called? It's like the glass of milk with a glass of milk with a glass of milk. I can't remember the name of it right now. Milk with a side of milk, milk with a glass of milk. But it kind of gives me this vibe. I don't know if it's the same developers or not, but it kind of gives me that. My thoughts fragment my mind like shards of glass. I can feel each suicidal thought slicing me from within. I just got an achievement already? I'm tired of battling with my own mind, with each day growing increasingly burdensome. Antidepressants and sleeping pills, my daily allies, will yet again become today's escape from this world. Internally, I'm screaming in pain, but the fear of what death might bring holds me back. Is it worth the fight, even when everything inside is pleading for surrender? Death seems like a relief, but what if it's just a different kind of pain? Thoughts spin in my mind, but my heart keeps on beating. My hallucinations morph into terrifying creatures, squirming in my mind like worms, offering no peace. Fear paralyzes me, leaving me in the darkness with only my thoughts for company. A bottle of pills in my hands, my heart pounding in my chest, a terrifyingly real reminder of the life I wish to end. This got dark. I understand how strongly emotions overwhelm me. I understand how long I have thought about this. But my brain continues to look for reasons not to do it. In the end, my self-hatred still wins. The pills feel as icy as snow. Their coldness seeps through my skin, swiftly sweeping away the last remnants of doubt. Closing my eyes, I swallow them, one by one. My mind starts to fog from the pills I've taken. A strange moment of silence ensues. It's as if the world has slowed its rotation, giving me time to reconcile with my fate. The sensation of the pills in my throat feels like a sharp blow to the back, a confirmation of the irreversible decision I've just made. The world starts to slowly fade away, as if someone is gradually turning down the brightness on the TV. My consciousness becomes foggy. Thoughts mingle quickly, turning into meaningless chaos. I hear my own breathing, its cycle getting quieter and less frequent. The last thing I feel is the heaviness of my eyelids, which close involuntarily. I surrender to lifeless yet soothing oblivion. Sleep. It comes like a wave, sweeping me into an impenetrable depth. I surrender without resistance. Suddenly, a glimmer sparks in the darkness, and I see a dream. The surrounding darkness starts morphing, dreams within it stir, stories both frightening and familiar. There are scenes from my life, moments of both happiness and suffering. As each second passes, those images become more vivid, adopting shapes, colors, and sounds. Some of them are kind, reminding me of times when I laughed, when I was happy. But there are dreams that pierce me, reminding me of what led me here. I dive deeper and deeper into the dream. It's like a journey through my own soul. And suddenly, in this endless depth, I begin to see light. It's a warm, muted glow that beckons me from the darkness. I'm drawn to this light like a moth enticed by fire. And when I touch this light, I can feel it start to fill me, rousing me from the dark sleep. My eyes open. I feel the solid surface of the bed comforting my body. My head is still foggy, but it no longer pains me the way it did before. Oh, it moves. Okay. My consciousness slowly returns. Something is off. Everything around looks unfamiliar, even though I know it's my space. Memories spin in my head like flashing images, but I can't piece them together into a coherent whole. It's a feeling of emptiness, as if a part of me is missing. Names, faces, moments, everything is plunged into a disorganized mess, deemed unreachable for my mind. I'm finding it harder to breathe. My mind screams, seeking answers I don't have. Everything around starts to seem distant and insignificant. I'm lost in my own world. Realization sets in. I've forgotten everything. Who I am, where I'm from. My existence is erased. I'm too scared to move, to breathe, because even these sensations feel new and alien. With each breath, I attempt to remember, but it only results in greater panic. The world around me begins to crumble like an abandoned building, eroding as the time passes. I sense that I am moving further away from myself with each passing second. Fear wraps around me, squeezing my heart, and I can't find an escape. Gravity feels doubled, my body fails to resist, falling back onto the bed. The moment my body touches the bed, there's an instant relief. It's an unexpected calm in the midst of chaos. I feel the warmth of a foreign hand slowly passing through my hair. Despite consciousness stirring again, the desire to leave the comfortable sanctuary of my bed has disappeared. However, in the end, I decide to find out who is so tenderly guarding my peace.
Hello, you've finally woken up. You must be feeling lost and confused right now, unsure of where you are and who I am.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'm here to help you. I need to tell you something that might be hard for you to hear, but it's important that you know. This isn't the first time this has happened. You've woken up with no memory before. Every night, your memory is reset. You cannot remember yesterday or any day before that. After a failed suicide attempt, you went through a lot of stress, and that's why you can't remember things.
Who are you?
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My apologies. My name is Marana. Your mom hired me to look after you, as every night you wake up oblivious to the world around you. My role is to be a beacon in the early hours, to help you navigate through the confusion. Of course, I am also here to assist you in regaining your memory. By the way, my duty is to provide you with a guide on what to do when I'm not around, and where to find essential items you might need. Here, this is the guide. As you can see, it's a bit worn out since you've used it prior. In case of emergencies, the first aid kit is in your cabinet at the very bottom. You'll instantly recognize it. It looks like a typical first aid kit. Just to be on the safe side, I've sketched a picture of it here in the guide, so you can be sure you've found the right box. To get to the kitchen, you will need to leave your room, walk straight down the corridor, then take a left. That's where you'll find the kitchen. If something happens to either of us, dial 911. That's the number for emergency services. Your phone is on the table. The phone is switched on and fully charged. You've always had a knack for figuring out how to use it, so I'm sure you won't have any issues there. What else was there? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
My name?
Oh, right. If you have to call an ambulance, you'll need to know your
Oh.
address. It's 4 Buttock Street, Arc City. It might be a bit challenging to remember right now, so I understand. However, everything I have just told you is written down on this note. Please, keep it safe and always have it with you, okay?
Okay.
Great. You're doing very well.
She's so
Now,
soothing.
add a little joy to the moment. I've prepared something special for you. I cooked your all-time favorite dish, toast with egg. It's important to fuel your body.
Yum, yum, yum. That's my
After eating,
achievement.
I can give you a tour around your room and help you discover more about your life that's been temporarily forgotten. So don't rush yourself. Eat at your own pace. I'll be here. Well, since you're done with your meal, we have one more thing to do. You'll need to take these pills. They're antidepressants. They've been prescribed by a doctor to keep any panic attacks at bay. Without them, things could become difficult, and I don't want that for you.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't want to appear as if I'm forcing you to take some strange pills, especially if you are uncomfortable. That is not my intention. While it's a condition for me to be able to show you the room, the decision is completely yours. Just so you know, regardless of your choice, I will still guide you around the room. And I understand if you choose not to take them. Will you take these pills or not? Are you okay?
Oh, I just picked the dots because I was thinking.
I can see your gaze fixed on me. It's as if I'm a ghost to you. Please respond to me in some way. If this continues, I might have to insist that you take the pills. In such a situation, I can't afford to delay, and I must ensure you take them. You're currently in an abnormal state and need to regain your senses. I will give you 3 of the antidepressants in the hopes of bringing you back. I sincerely hope you're not playing some kind of prank on me, because if so, it's not funny. The effect of the pill will kick in soon, so I need to help you up so we can start exploring your room. It's crucial. Maybe as soon as you see your personal items, your memories will flood back, and you'll regain your usual demeanor. Although, perhaps you are finding it hard to trust me, which I find unlikely.
Why?
After all, I have been clear regarding my role here, and you have always trusted me in the past. So, extend your hand to me, and I will help you stand. I understand that you are curious and have many questions. Let's do a question and answer session before we check out your room.
Should I be concerned that her hand looks like a demon claw?
Choose your questions carefully, because I won't answer them a second time. Of course, you can save and revisit these questions, but where's the thrill in that? Trust your initial instinct. That's my advice. So, what do you want to know?
Why did I attempt suicide?
Well, I can't tell you straight away, and I can't say I fully understand you in this regard. You have a loving mother, your own room, I believe you should have valued this more. You even had friends and popularity. In some ways, you were fortunate in life. However, that's just my opinion. Sorry. You can only come to understand the reasons for your actions by going through your diary. Only then will you better understand yourself. Right now, we are in the question phase, and soon we'll move to the room inspection, and then you will find out everything about yourself. Do you have any other questions?
At the end, will I just fall asleep and everything will repeat?
You probably wanted to ask how it all used to end. At the end, you just fall asleep again. So we'll spend the whole day here, and by lunchtime, you'll sleep. When you wake up, you will again remember nothing, but progress is made each time. Your psychiatrist says that it will end soon as you come to terms with your past. Do you have any other questions?
Why do you look so strange?
I'm not even sure whether to take that as a compliment or not. If, in your understanding, strange means unconventional, then I am actually quite impressed. I always want to make an intriguing impression. Not a pleasant one, but an interesting one. Because to leave a pleasant impression on people, you often have to just nod along with them. You're probably wondering about my makeup, right?
No, the hand.
I love to experiment with my face and try out different looks. So far, this is my favorite. You should enjoy life and do what you like without worrying what others think. Want to wear weird makeup? Go for it. Want to wear odd gloves? Put them on. Yes, people might give you odd looks.
Is she wearing weird gloves
Yes,
on?
they might judge, but so what? People who pass you by won't remember you in 10 minutes. And I won't stress about it. Those unfortunate 2 minutes of judgment can be endured. It's true what they say. People love to talk about themselves. Sorry. Do you have any other questions?
What happened to your hands?
For now, unfortunately, I can't answer that question. It's personal. All I can say is that it was an unfortunate accident. All right,
Oops.
that's enough questions from you. Let's move on to inspecting the room. Well, I'll step back now, and you can hover the cursor and click on the items that interest you. This is the plant your mom gave you for your birthday. Surprising it's still alive after so long.
I should have asked where my mom is.
Just kidding. It's really because you've always taken such good care of it. Good job. Lately, with your health troubles, it's your mom who's been looking after it mostly. This is a poster of a rock band you liked as a child. You know, you used to buy these posters and stick them up, but later on you thought it was a bad decision.
Why?
At least this poster still hangs here, reminding you of your childhood and how you were a huge fan of this band. I think removing the poster is not a good idea. It would take off the wallpaper as well, ruining the look of your apartment. You can continue looking around the room. I should start by saying that all information I'll share comes from your mother. This is your laptop. You enjoyed listening to audiobooks and playing games. You also use the laptop for your studies. You even made friends online to play games with.
Noise.
This laptop is like an extension of you. You practically spent all your time on it. As soon as you left school, you initially spent a lot of time on your laptop. Apparently, you were attempting to isolate yourself from reality and its consequences. But soon after, you grew tired of it and stopped playing video games. I'm not sure if it was a good or bad decision, but it definitely changed your life a bit. By the way, you can look into your laptop and see what's there. Want to check?
Yes.
Well then, take a seat in the chair and you can take a look.
I sat down on the chair and opened my laptop. That's creepy. Did I really set this horrific picture as my wallpaper? It looks a bit scary. But there are also some files on it. They don't have names, but I should hover over them and then click on the ones that interest me. In New Arcadia, a vast city, there was a unique job held by a man named Icarus Finch. He was known as an architect of memories, crafting and molding memories into real-like experiences for people seeking more than their everyday life. Icarus' small studio, high in an old building, was filled with jars of shimmering essences, echoes of laughter, sorrow, and joy. Many visited him, each longing for memories they missed or never had. One rainy night, a ballet dancer named Alara came to Icarus. Her life was a series of rehearsals and brief shows, her movements a display of disciplined grace. But her eyes held uncried tears. She wanted to remember something different, a deep, personal love, not the fleeting praise she was used to. Icarus, calm and thoughtful, agreed to help her but warned her. He said that sometimes our hearts want what only real life can give. Alara, desperate, agreed. For days, Icarus worked hard. He created a memory of true love for Alara, full of first glances, touches, and whispered words in the quiet night. He made a memory where Alara danced not for an audience, but for someone who loved her deeply. When the time came, Alara experienced this memory. She found herself on a starry balcony, dancing with a blurred figure, feeling a love that filled her. She woke up joyful, thanking Icarus for letting her feel love. Icarus, a bit sad, told her this was just a shadow of real love. He knew that true love was something to be discovered and experienced, not made. Alara left, her head touched by this experience, but soon the memory faded. She realized that real love couldn't be made or remembered. It had to be found and nurtured. So, Alara changed her routine life. She explored New Arcadia, making real connections and finding joy in simple moments. And then, in a quiet cafe, she met someone. This time, the spark between them was real, starting a flame no crafted memory could match. Icarus stayed in his studio, creating dreams. He knew some things, like love, were too wild and real for even him to make. They belonged to life, waiting for those brave enough to seek them. Is she a story writer? It looks like some social network is there. There was no internet on the laptop, so I cannot search for something. But in the social network, I only have one chat with one person named Io. I started reading our messages. Or is it 10? We'll say 10. Why are you treating me like this? I just don't want to have anything to do with you. But why? What did I do wrong? Tell me, I will correct it. You're too pushy towards me. Even now, you're willing to embarrass yourself just to talk to me. That's low. You should value yourself more. But you're my only real friend. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm the one who should be apologizing, so please forgive me. I hope you find a better friend than me. Why does everything have to be so complicated? How can I fully understand you? Why are human emotions and feelings so complex? I don't understand. I just want to be friends with you, like before. We were never friends. I just talked to you out of pity and used you. I'm a terrible person. You just dreamed of a friend to walk with, play with, and share jokes with. That's your ideal, right? And you projected it onto me. but I don't really want to talk to you. I'm not really interested in everything you send or share. I'm not even interested in how you're doing. I ask out of politeness, although I don't even remember the last time I did. I've been silent about this for so many years, and finally I can speak out. This feeling is priceless. I'm just as insecure as you, which is why I couldn't tell you all this right away. It's a pity I'm saying this so late, but it's better late than never. You would continue to live in a lie and in a colorful world where I'm your best friend, where internet friends will definitely meet, and where everyone cares about each other. What kind of magical world is that? You know what else? Your childish behavior really annoyed me. You often got upset when I ignored you. You don't understand that sometimes people find it hard to gather their thoughts and respond. You acted like a child, as if everyone owes you something. No, they don't. You owe it to yourself. You need to be your own friend. No one else will help you grow up and stop being such a selfish child. That's why you're better off without me. This is my last message, after which I'm deleting my account. Goodbye. Sorry. In the future, cities float in the sky and people can reach the stars. There was a robot named Alos, the last of his kind. He was special because he could understand and show human feelings, made to connect people and machines. Alos lived in a big, empty city that people had left to live among the stars. He walked around the tall buildings and quiet streets, remembering the humans who created him. He saw their happy and sad times in his memories. Alos often wondered if he could really feel things or if he was just copying what he saw. One day, as the sun was setting, Alos found an old teddy bear. It was old and worn out, but Alos liked it a lot. He called it Tim and always took it with him like a friend. Years passed and Alos started to break down. He moved slowly, didn't work as well, but he kept hoping people would come back. One night, Alos stopped working near a fountain under the stars. He understood something important. Feelings connect everyone, whether they are real or not, and they are a part of everything. Holding Tim, Alos stopped working with a peaceful smile. He wasn't sure if his feelings were real, but he felt calm and connected to the humans he never met, but knew from memories. The city stayed quiet, a reminder of the past, but Alos' story stayed, showing how everyone looks for connection and tries to understand feelings. Oh, that's so cute. In a big city, there was a small old bookstore hidden between huge buildings. This was Julian's special place. He loved books and he looked after the bookstore. He had lots of stories to tell, but his own story hadn't happened yet. Then, one rainy Tuesday, everything changed. A girl named Amelia came into the store. She had eyes like the storm outside and a mysterious smile. She wanted a book from the top shelf, a book Julian didn't even know existed. When he got the book for her, their hands touched for a second, and it felt like a new story was starting. As Amelia kept visiting the bookstore, she and Julian got closer. They talked quietly among the old books, laughed together, and shared secrets. Julian started to fall in love with her. But Amelia always seemed a bit sad. Julian could see it in her smile and her eyes. He didn't ask why, because he didn't want to ruin what they had. One day, as the sun was setting, Amelia looked really sad. She told Julian something hard to hear. "I'm sick," she said, "and there's no cure. I came here to get away from it all, to be in stories where everything ends happily and love lasts forever." After that, everything changed. Time, which once made their love grow, now felt like it was running out. Julian wanted to make every moment count. They spent all their time together, making their love story stronger, even though they knew it would have to end. One cold day, when the leaves were gone, Amelia passed away. Julian was with her, holding her hand. The room was very quiet, like when you finish a really good book. After Amelia was gone, the bookstore felt different to Julian. It was full of memories of her. He kept looking after the books, but he was never the same. The top shelf, where Amelia's book was, got dusty. It was like a reminder of the girl who had changed his life. Now, in the quiet corners of the bookstore, if you listen carefully, it feels like their love story is still there. Julian talks to Amelia's memory, telling her stories. Their love lives in the quiet moments in the bookstore. Can I touch this? No. There's this, but I don't know what it is. Round 1. Oh my god. Good job. Thank you. Round 2. That's very difficult. Oh my god. Want to try again? No.
Well, do you have some questions about your laptop?
Those stories. I wrote them?
Yes, you really did. As you can see, not every story has a happy ending.
Yeah, no
But you're
kidding.
always trying to make stories with happy endings, like those in movies. I think the story with the ballet dancer shouldn't have ended like that. That ending was so stupid. Like, what? Why?
Wow, okay.
The story could have ended when Alara realizes the memories are fading. She's not happy anymore. The part about her finding a new love interest is so far-fetched. But the other stories, I really enjoyed them. You're a good writer, I think. Oh, no. I just confessed to looking at your laptop. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm just a bit tired from work, and when you sleep, I read those stories.
Mm-hmm.
Or I go to internet forums. They're funny, I think. Sorry, again. But since you don't have much information on your laptop anyway, it's not a problem at all.
Says you.
You can continue looking around the room. Another poster, but this one you bought when you were a bit older. You were a fan of anime, it seems? But since you were a child, you mostly watched romance. I understand you. I was the same. Only later do you realize that such things don't happen in real life. Or do they? Maybe it just hasn't happened to you yet. Don't lose hope. Anything can happen in the future, right? But that's not really important. Later, you regretted buying the poster, but you can't take it down because it would ruin the wallpapers. This is the coziest place on the planet. Oh god, if it were up to me, I would sleep in bed all my life. I know it's not much different from death, but I love dreaming, so death is not an option. Though who knows? Maybe we really do dream after we die. Think about it. But let's not talk about me, right? It's about you. This is the bed you sleep in. Usually, you just lie there and stare at the ceiling. As a child, it seemed you had fun glow-in-the-dark stickers that you would gaze at for a long time when you couldn't sleep.
I don't think there's anything else in my room.
This is your diary, the most important thing you have, and reading it might take some time. But since you've clicked on it, you definitely need to read it. It won't disturb you during this time. Read at your own pace.
That sounds very sus.
If you want to share your emotions after reading, I'll be glad to listen.
I saw Morana sit down on a chair next to my table and close her eyes. Apparently, with such a job, she gets very little sleep. I carefully picked up the diary and sat on the bed. It looked like a regular book. It didn't have all that many pages, but the book still seemed thick. Perhaps because I had read it so many times, the book had become slightly misshapen, adding to its thickness. I don't know what awaits inside, and the atmosphere starts to get tense. Overcoming my anxiety, I finally opened the diary's first page and began to read. 8/22/2017. Hello. I decided to start a diary because Rhea told me it helps understand oneself and improves relationships with others. Basically, she seemed to be promoting it to me. So I bought a notebook and will try to write down everything happening in my life. Honestly, I don't think this will last long since I'm not a very consistent person. I can't do the same thing every day, but we'll see. Maybe it'll work out. It's hard for me to write. I don't even know what to write about. What did I do today? Went to school, talked with friends, came home, did my homework, and now I'm just sitting at home. My mom's not home, as usual, and I have nothing to do. Well, technically, I have a lot I could do, like self-improve, prepare more for my lessons, play computer games, but I prefer to lie on the bed and stare at the ceiling. I don't know if everyone is as lazy as me or what it's called. Procrastination, I think. I'm not sure about the spelling. When you can become anyone in this world, work hard, live your passion, but you choose to just lie on the bed. I think in the future I will read my diary and might not understand, maybe even blame myself for something. But I'm tired. Yes. I have many friends at school and I get good grades and I even hang out with friends outside. I always smile and joke around them, trying to stay positive. Yet when I come home, I feel sadness and loneliness. Nothing seems to help. Not video games, not studying, not even food. Maybe I'm just not in the mood. Honestly, thank you, diary. I feel like I vented to someone, like crying on a shoulder. I feel a bit better. But not getting an answer back is hard. It's like talking to a wall. Maybe I don't need a reply. Your purpose might be to be there for anyone who wants to share something privately, but is afraid to. Anyway, I'll go now. 9/4/2017. Hello again, diary. It's been 2 days since school started. These days were normal. Rhea and I sat together, joked during breaks, and had lunch together. Today, I brought her the cookies I baked at home, and she shared a tasty salad with me. She loved the cookies. Rhea is genuinely a kind person. We have a lot in common, but she's not into video games. She prefers studying, and she's really dedicated. I don't have that drive, even though I get the same grades as her. I feel like school just prepares us to be perfect workers. It's like, do this, do that, don't question things. Or else you'll get the lowest mark, or in a job setting, you might get fired. 9/13/2017. Hello, diary. Recently, our class was asked to write an essay about friendship. I spent a long time thinking about what to write. I have many friends, but what does this essay really want from me? Should I worry about what the teacher thinks rather than what I truly feel? It's so absurd. At first, I wrote an essay expressing my real opinion that friends are just a way to avoid feeling lonely. After rereading it, I realized the teacher wouldn't like it. I tried to write something that would give me a good grade, but the problem was I sat with that paper for over an hour and couldn't think of anything. I decided not to submit the essay and got the lowest mark. I chose not to tell my mom about it, and she doesn't seem to care much about me anyway. If I had submitted the essay with my honest feelings, they might have sent me to a psychiatrist or even suspended me from school. That's life. 10/18/2017. Hello again. Sorry for not writing for so long. Nothing new happened. As usual, I hung out with Rhea, played video games, slept, and of course, went to school. But something happened recently that threw me off. As I mentioned, I have many friends, including guys, and mostly play video games with them. And recently, one of the guys confessed his feelings to me. Diary, you can't imagine my surprise. I mean, I've seen some girls flirting with guys and vice versa, but I always set boundaries, and no one ever flirted with me. I never cared about such things and never even thought about it. But for the first time in my life, someone confessed to me. He just said it, honestly and openly. Feeling it wasn't fair to keep it a secret from me, I wanted an honest answer. I don't know how to respond to him because I don't feel this strong love described in movies or books. Still, I'm really flustered by all this. I'm even embarrassed to write to you about it because I'm usually so down when I talk to you, but now I'm smiling as I write this. It feels so unusual. 11/2/2017. Hello again. I remember the last time I wrote about the guy who confessed to me. Well, we're seeing each other now. It's not like we're officially together and act like a couple. We're just hanging out and getting to know each other. Throughout this time, I realized I like him. I'm now really worried about what will happen next since he hasn't asked me about my feelings yet. But if he does, I'll be so embarrassed. All of this is overwhelming me. Lately, I seem happier and even started turning down Rhea's offers to hang out. She's quite puzzled because I haven't told her who I've been spending time with, but I think she suspects I have a boyfriend. She even started teasing me about it. To be honest, I'm a bit scared. Soon, we'll be applying to colleges, choosing our dream professions, or staying in school for 2 more years. I think I'm not very sure about what I want to do, so I'll stay in school for another 2 years. Thoughts of the future upset me. I don't want to think about it. I've got a strange feeling that something's wrong with me. I love to draw, especially different creatures. For instance, I recently drew a chubby black cat during class. My imagination can run wild sometimes. But in class, believe it or not, I thought I saw that exact cat I drew walk into our room, looking so real. I instantly knew it wasn't real and laughed it off, blaming it on being tired from school. But deep down, I'm worried and scared. I know mental health issues can be inherited. I had a grandfather who took his own life. My mom often spoke of him, remembering him as a great man, and cried for him. She said he lost his mind after my grandmother's death. I'll never meet him, though I wish I could have talked to him. It's a pity. I don't romanticize mental disorders like movies do. I think it's not normal and should be treated otherwise. People can completely lose their minds. Anyway, that's the weird situation I experienced. Oh boy. 11/21/2017. Hello, diary. Life goes on as usual, but I want to vent. Maybe even cry a little. I think something terrible is happening to me, and I'm too scared to tell my mom, even though I know I should. I don't want to become like some movie psychopath or schizophrenic. I hate the idea. Only fools romanticize that, and these are scary diseases, and people do horrible things when they suffer from them. I recently read a story about a woman who killed her own kids overnight because she was schizophrenic. From what I understand about this illness, you see creatures or places that aren't real, just in your mind. That's been my feeling lately. I've started seeing weird creatures, especially when I'm bored. Like during classes, I see them often, and it's hard to get rid of them unless I distract myself. I know I should tell my mom, but I'm terrified of being diagnosed or accepting that I might never be able to live normally in society. That would be like death to me, since I'd no longer be ordinary. I'm still thinking about it, but I'll write more if there are any updates. 12/17/2017. I did it. I told my mom today. It was hard, and seeing her reaction was painful. The look in her eyes and her expression said it all. She might see me as a monster. Or maybe she doesn't believe me and thinks it's just a teenage prank. I don't know. It took a lot of time and effort to get it out and find the right moment. I don't know what to do next. This is the first page I've cried on. Sorry. It's just very hard for me. I want to tell others, but people might avoid me. No one wants to be around someone like me. I'm sure of it. I might go mad and hurt them or myself. Who knows what other horrible things might happen. So I'll keep quiet until the end. For now, my mom and I have scheduled an appointment with a psychiatrist she knows. I don't know my diagnosis yet. I'm just fearing the worst. Life's been tough, especially when things are finally starting to get better. I've been in a relationship with a boy. My relationships with my friends are better than ever, and my school grades are good. Okay, diary. I'll write when I have the strength. Goodbye. Oh boy. 12/26/2017. Schizophrenia. It's hereditary. I got it from my grandfather. I've been removed from school, but my mom arranged for me to be treated at home because the quality of the mental institutions is terrible. I didn't say goodbye to Rhea. It was too hard. They'll probably tell her I transferred schools and moved away. I haven't talked to my boyfriend since my last diary entry. In fact, I've been ignoring him. I know I'm being horrible to them, but maybe it's better they never knew me. It hurts me to do this. I cry every night. Sometimes we need to be cruel so people can get disappointed, move on, and forget about us. I'm hurting them and myself. But their pain will pass. They'll move on, find someone else, and I want to believe they'll be okay. Things will never be okay for me again. Not because of my mood, but because of the illness. No one knows how to cure it, and no pills will help. The hallucinations will become more and more real, scarier and scarier, and there will be more of them. I don't want to think about it. It's too terrifying. Since I left school, I'll have to study at home and focus on self-education. Starting the new year, my life will change entirely. 12/30/2017. New Year's is coming soon, but unsurprisingly, I'm not in the mood. I think I made the right decision by distancing myself from everyone. Take my boyfriend, for instance. Our relationship would never have worked out. It's not because I'm bad or can't act normally. I'm not crazy. But relationships have goals, like starting a family. I look ahead, and I don't want my children to experience what I'm going through now. It's better for both Rhea and him to move on in life. I'm getting incredibly bored these days since I'm not attending school, so I entertain myself by imagining various creatures. Of course, I could play video games all day, but I'm tired of that. When you're free to do anything, it's hard to enjoy things that you once found pleasant after some time. Oh boy. 1/19/2018. The new year has already passed. Mom and I celebrated it together. Dad didn't even call, let alone visit. Honestly speaking, I'm not that mad at Dad, but my mom is very angry with him and doesn't want to see him. He found a new family and left us. It's not that he found a family. He just found some young girl, a student. I understand that my mom is very disgusted by this and that he left us for his own pleasure, but I think she needs to move on in life. By that, I mean find a new man who will love her and move on. The only problem is my presence. I completely ruined that possibility. Yet my mom loves me very much, despite this, and works hard for my sake. But what's the point of all this when I don't have a future? That's why I think it would have been better if I didn't exist. 1/24/2018. I don't want to write this hello diary anymore because I see no point. Honestly, I see no point in writing here either. I feel so bad that the only thing I can do is draw to distract myself from everything. The hallucinations are getting scarier, but I'm used to them. Sometimes I hear voices, but they're more like noise. My psychiatrist prescribed me antidepressants and antipsychotics. Psychotics. I don't know which one it is. Psychotics. But she noted that they might have side effects. On top of that, I can't sleep at night. So I've also been prescribed some sleeping pills. But one sleeping pill usually doesn't help, so I take 2, and now it seems I consume these damned pills instead of food, which aren't helping. I mean, they cost a lot of money, and my mom stays late at work more often. She changed shifts, and I barely see her now. I feel terrible because I fear that these voices will become more than just noise, and I'll start listening to them. I don't want that. I don't want anything. 1/29/2018. Well, hello diary. Yes, I wrote earlier that I wouldn't write like this, but who cares? I drew some works and will paste them into you now. I hope you like it. Oh, I like these. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, wait a minute. How did she draw this? Wait, is this Morana? It looks a lot like her. Was I familiar with her before? Why didn't she tell me about it? Or even then, was she with me because my mom couldn't be? But why didn't I write about this event in the diary? I looked in her direction. She was still asleep, right where she was. I need to ask her about it after I finish reading everything. I opened the diary again and continued reading. 2/10/2018. Today, I had a fight with my mom. She called me a mistake, said I do nothing, and that I'm a burden, and called me stupid. I understand she said it out of emotion, but she was telling the truth, and only the truth. I have no friends, no job prospects with such a diagnosis, and all I do is take pills that cost an incredible amount of money and don't even help. I can't even talk to anyone. I can't tell strangers on the internet about my diagnosis. It would look like I want pity. I just want to confide in someone, cry on someone's shoulder. But what's the point? If I cry, will everything suddenly become good? No. Nothing can help me now, and I need to accept that. At least Rhea was right to suggest I keep a diary. Thank you, Rhea. Without the diary, I would have killed myself a long time ago. 3/23/2018. Oh, this is a tense story. Hello and goodbye at the same time, diary. I decided today to overdose on all the pills prescribed to me. I see no point in living and trying. I don't want any of this. Fear gripped me, and I felt goosebumps. On this exact date, I decided to end my life. I understand why I wanted to do it, but I also see where I was wrong. These two sides seem to be clashing, and I don't understand where the right decision lies. My head hurts a lot. I don't know. Okay. That should not be the main focus right now. What's important to me now is to find out who she really is and how her drawing could have been in my diary. I closed the diary and approached Morana. She ignores me and doesn't wake up. I felt goosebumps again. I couldn't breathe. I'm really scared to touch her. I don't know. I'm very afraid. I can't see her face while she's sleeping. It was covered by her hair. But I had no other choice. I gathered courage and touched her. She quickly grabbed my hand with her terrifying black hands. I still couldn't see her face. I try hard to break free from her grasp, but these attempts are unsuccessful. Visions start in my eyes. I begin to see weird monsters laughing at me. Their voices echo loudly in my head, and I can't say anything. Morana starts squeezing my hand tighter. What if she's my psychiatrist?
Oh my god, how can someone be so stupid? I just can't anymore. Where is your intelligence? How can someone be like that? Haven't you tried thinking? I am not real, and even a fool would understand that, right? Even someone who hit their head 100 times could figure that out.
Is this her schizophrenia?
But the nonsense in the diary that you made up, do you really believe all that? I understand it's a very sad story, but even this sad story is made up by you. Why invent such a tragic story for yourself? For a friend and a boyfriend? You hate the truth, don't you? Well, think about it again. Truth is, you never had any friends. You didn't have a Rhea or a boyfriend either. You made them up, just like you made me up. Practically everything you wrote in the diary is not true, but fiction. Think about it again. You write in your diary about how your boyfriend and your friend ignored the fact that you suddenly disappeared. What nonsense is that? Think if you really had friends and a boyfriend, they wouldn't know where you live? That sounds illogical. Very illogical. Damn it, illogical. Do you really think they wouldn't visit you if you suddenly disappeared? Something like, oh, my best friend disappeared without telling me anything, and I'll just do absolutely nothing. Or, yes, I love her, but she disappeared and I'll just accept it. That sounds stupid.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Don't tell me you actually believe they would continue their lives with your disappearance. Even considering that you're in school and you are practically children who can't do anything in this situation, your friends or your boyfriend wouldn't abandon you. They would try to find you. Something might have happened to you. Do you understand what I mean? But unfortunately, all of this is just your imagination. No one is going to look for you. In reality, you're just a lonely girl with schizophrenia and a bunch of psychological disorders who doesn't leave her home. You've had this illness since childhood. You didn't go to kindergarten or school because of it. And your mom kept you at home. You hardly saw the sunlight in your life. Not that it's her fault. She was scared to let you out among people because you always acted strangely, and other children always laughed at you and bullied you. Your father left your family not because of some student he found, but because of you, and you know it. It's all because of you. You've gotten too caught up in your own play. I'm tired of being in it. I'm leaving. Stay by yourself and enjoy the solitude, since you love to suffer, right?
Morana got up and left, slamming the door loudly behind her. She appeared upset, even though she was also angry. I'm somewhat confused by what she said. It doesn't fully register in my mind. Should I go after her? No. Suddenly, I spotted a strange creature on my bed, looking at me with its peculiar eyes. Who are you? I am you. And what are you doing here? I'm lonely, and I'd like to make a friend. With anyone. You're not real. Neither are you. Everything in this world is unreal. A simulation. What do you want from me? Just a bit of attention. But you've already got that, haven't you? Not enough. I am too lonely. You need to go, although I don't want you to. Where to? Into the unknown. Don't be afraid. I was gonna sing some Elsa, but oh, might be too depressing of a topic to do that. Why are you talking like this? I can't understand you at all. After her. After Morana? Yes. You'll leave me, like all the others. No one stays with me for long. All right, I release you, run, and discover the whole truth. Just the thought that I could help you warms my soul. I hope you'll be strong. You need to go after Morana now. But don't believe everything other creatures say. You shouldn't fully trust Morana either. Some want to scare you. But sometimes they tell the truth. All right, leave now. Good luck. Thank you. I see a corridor, a long corridor, and directly opposite my room, another room. It's wedged open with various linens. That's odd, but maybe Morana went in there. At some point, I became fearless and pushed the door open. I don't think there are words that could describe what I felt at that moment. I was dumbfounded. The smell was revolting, and out of horror, I covered my face with my sweater. I don't understand. Who is this? What is this? Suddenly, I hear the sound of grinding teeth coming from behind me and sense something approaching.
Why are you so afraid, darling? Can't even turn your head. Am I that terrifying to you? You're insulting me with this kind of behavior. If you don't turn around in 10 seconds, I will kill you. I am counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good girl. I thought that you were really stupid, but I see some progress.
It's a monster from my game.
Well, well. Who do I see? A little girl, lost in her own mind. Did you get lost, dear? It must have been very scary to see what you saw. I understand you like no one else. It's okay. Sooner or later, this was bound to happen. What you see is your mother, or rather, what's left of her.
Did we kill her with our schizophrenia?
Ah, yes. Who did this to her, you ask, right? You did. You did this. You are insignificant. Do you think you're the smartest one here? Do you really believe, little girl, that you make any difference in this story? That you're the most important? No. You won't fool anyone. You pretend to be the smartest, failing to answer questions properly right from the start. Did you think this wouldn't affect the story? Or were you hoping to achieve a good ending without making decisions? Just trying not to offend anyone, or simply being stupid, won't guarantee a good ending in the game. In life, too, you have to make decisions. And believe me, they have a greater impact than those you make in a game. But looking at you, I think you don't make decisions in real life either. When asked your name, will you just remain silent like a complete idiot, or what? I just hate stupid people. For those who show resistance. But you are dull. People like you are dull. You could devour them, rip off their legs, arms, and they would just react without emotion, like dolls. That's not interesting. But who said I wouldn't do it? I've said it before. I hate stupid people. You played the game to its worst ending. Congratulations, sheep.
Oh. What the fuck? I would be the one to end up picking the worst ending. Oh my. Well. Whoopsies. Well, I actually enjoyed that. It's a very triggering game, I think, for a lot of people, but I do enjoy the story. And I mean, if you did play this, let me know what you got for an ending, whether it was a good one or a bad one. And if you're curious to find out what the good ending is, go get this game on Steam. Couldn't tell you how much it is, because this game was given to me thanks to Keymailers. Thank you, Keymailer, for that. But let me know what you think of the game. I will put a trigger warning on it, so that way people aren't in it and are like, what the fuck is this? But I enjoyed the story. I like this kind of stuff. I enjoy these kind of absolutely terrible visual novels. So I enjoyed it. Definitely, yeah, very triggering, but it was good. But check it out for yourself. See what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.